Hey guys. Oh, do I need to have it just plainly
I
addressed?
think you should own it. Marcus has something he would like to
I
address.
buzzed my hair last night. Kind of.
It was a little bit
not kind of,
impulsive.
completely impulsively. So, if you're watching this on YouTube, maybe don't
I
tell
told
me your
him.
thoughts.
I
don't
told
know if I
him
will.
that he needed to just own it because
Yeah.
if you just own it, nobody can say anything.
I think it's okay. I feel okay about it.
I like it.
I
think you look
also-
great.
I think I was probably. Oh wait, hold on. You have to say the thing.
Welcome to our porch. Let's chat.
Okay, we're back on the couch again today because this is more comfortable. I think it'll be the place for a little while.
It is, and honestly, if you guys don't mind, we're gonna stick with the porch chat thing because
Yeah.
eventually we will hopefully have a podcast porch that we will use at our other house.
Yeah.
Our
Absolutely.
other house.
Our house
Our
that we
future
don't
house.
have. Yeah,
We
yeah,
don't
yeah.
have.
Don't think that we have two houses right now. That-
No, we don't.
that's the vibe.
We barely have one.
We barely. Yeah. Okay. A couple things. One, this is now on Apple Podcast. If you're on there, please leave a review and a rating. If you're on Spotify, please leave a rating. It really helps us out. Really helps us
Yes.
grow this. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe, leave a comment. We try and respond to all the comments on YouTube. I don't know if you can even respond to reviews on Apple Podcasts,
I
but
don't think you can.
we'll respond to you on comments on YouTube. So leave a comment
Yes, for sure.
if you want to chat or if you have a topic idea for a video.
Yeah. So today, I guess that kind of leads us into.
Today we had a topic.
We did, but we kind of decided that we just want to talk in this episode because we think it's fun. We like to talk to each other. We like
Yeah.
to talk to you guys, and also we like to keep you guys in the loop about what we have going on in life. And
This is the space that we have to do that. So
Yeah.
we're going to do that rather than diving into our topic idea was like what men want from women, but don't say since last week we did the reverse.
so we will probably do that next episode,
that's
probably
at that point, yeah.
at some point.
But today we're just 2 minutes before starting this. I said, I don't want to do that topic today. What do you think? And Taylor said, no, let's just talk. So
We'll just chat,
we're just going to chat.
have some chats with you
So-
guys.
How about I'll start the chat with a little bit of a question for you.
A question for me? Why are we? We're asking formal questions.
No, yeah, but I'm just going to lead into the
Oh,
conversation.
okay.
Yeah, okay.
Go for it.
We have a baby who is starting to crawl at this point. How do you feel about going to the next stage with him, like as a parent?
I definitely feel like, and we're both feeling this a little bit, like the game is about to change, like completely.
Oh, 100%.
And I'm sure other parents feel this who are kind of in that transitional phase, but it's
Yeah.
just so crazy because obviously it's such a fast like shift between like your baby who can even sit up but isn't mobile, but like Wes is literally
Mhm.
like scooting across the room, and when he understands how to crawl, like it's over because
He
he's
almost
so
has it.
curious.
He just drags his belly, which he does have a big belly,
He,
but like,
army crawls.
he just drags it around, and once he can pick that thing up, he's gonna be.
He's gonna
scooting
be
around.
so fast.
Yeah.
Which is really sweet, but it's very bittersweet, especially I think with your first, like seeing him
Yeah.
kind of, he's really transitioning out of really being a baby, which
I
kind of
know.
makes me sad.
It's one, and I think I really understand this. Like, when you stop having a baby, how much you miss like having a baby.
Yeah, well,
I
because I
really
don't think you
love-
really notice it either.
Yes.
And that's something we've talked about. Like it's overnight where, yeah, you literally go from like they're not sitting up at all to they're sitting up, or like
And then it's
even-
like, where did my newborn go?
yeah,
Like,
well, it's
he
wild.
looks like a little person.
Even like I always see these on like reels and TikTok and stuff,
Yeah.
but like the newborn scrunch, like that
It's
obviously is
gone.
so early on. Obviously, it's very gone,
Oh,
but it just,
that's been gone for months.
Well,
What
it
do you
has.
think?
No, but what I was saying was it's just like it's kind of like that. It's just one of those things like I don't know when he stopped doing that, but like they just kind of stop doing things at some point or they
Mhm.
start doing other things and
Yeah.
you almost like can't remember. And that's a really bittersweet thing as a
That's-
parent.
I think that's the worst part for me is I don't remember. Like I forget it almost. It's not as bizarre to me all the time because I don't think about it. I'm like, yeah, he's 6 months old or he's 7 months old. This is like the season that we're in right now. But I
Yeah.
forget that he was just so little.
Yeah. Well, and it is like, I don't know. I do feel like we've talked about this a lot and I've written about this a lot, but you just have a completely different like view of time and
Mhm.
how much it really matters and how intentional you are and how how you pursue your kids at every stage of their life and
Yeah.
love on them and spend time with them. Just it's such a big deal. Like it matters so much, especially because we look at him now and I am like, Like, he's never gonna be, like, he'll never be a newborn again.
Yeah.
And which is really, like, it's sad. And I think, too, it also has given me a lot of understanding and love, even more so, like, for my parents. And I think I've really, I don't know, you just get a completely different perspective on time, on your parents, on the way that, I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy.
I think I showed it to you, but a quote that's really stuck in my mind recently is, I think it was on a reel or something, but the quote that's really been in my mind is, be kind to your parents because it's their first time parenting too.
Yeah, that made me cry.
And I
They've
have
never done this either or something.
yeah. They've never been a parent before. Yeah. And like I've thought about that so much because I'm like, I want Weston to be patient with me and kind to me because like this is my first time doing it. But then I like am frustrated with my parents or your parents or like any like older parents, and I'm like, you know, any impatience, I'm like, I need my kids to be patient with me. So like it makes me more mindful
Yeah,
of
not
being patient
having
with
like a
others.
standard for even
Yeah.
like our own parents that like we wouldn't want Weston to have for us. Yeah, I think that's really good.
It's really encouraged me
It's
to
humbling.
be patient because I want it and need it. And I think honestly, I mean, it goes back to like our relationship with Christ. Like we love because he first loved us. The whole mentality of that. And even like with the quote I just said, like if we like Christ is extending grace to us, so we should extend grace to others. He's loving to us, so we should follow that example and be loving to others. And like especially with parenting, like I realize now how much I need Weston to be patient with me because someone has been patient. Like
Yeah, it's
with
good.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and just understanding, I've talked about this a lot though too, but like just understanding the gospel, I think in a whole new way. Like as a parent to understand not only like the love that the Lord has for me, but like the love that he has for Wes. Like it's unbelievable to realize that even the Lord like loves Wes more than we could ever love him.
Yeah.
And also that the Lord loves us more than we even love Wes. Like is so like unbelievable because when you become a parent, like obviously we love each other, but it's such a different kind of love. And I do think that there's such a reason that even in God's word that like God chooses to use like his relationship with his child like as the demonstration of the gospel,
Yeah.
like obviously the Trinity like 3 in 1, but I think it is really interesting that God plays to his relationship with
one
his
and only
son.
son is who
Yeah.
he sent.
Yeah, like that, cuz I think that everything that the Lord chooses to display the gospel is so intentional, obviously, but even in that, there's a kind of love that a parent has for their child that is pretty indescribable, and especially when it's God's relationship with his own son. So to see the gospel portrayed like in that way, and then to have your own child, your own daughter or son, I just think it brings a beauty to the gospel that just wasn't even there before.
Makes it more impactful too.
Yeah, it does.
And like more real even.
Because you realize what God really gave up for us.
Yeah.
Like what he loved most. Yeah.
Yeah, you can almost identify with it a little bit with like the weight of it. Like
yeah, the magnitude.
Yeah, the magnitude. That's what I was looking for. Yeah. And
anyways.
Yeah.
We're gonna get off.
Sorry. Okay.
I love how we're like, we just want to have a casual conversation.
I know. Okay.
No, it's okay. It's good to be intentional. But yeah. Well, why are you smiling like that?
I don't know. I was thinking of some things I could say.
I honestly, okay, this always bothers me so much when people say this and they don't say what it is, but they're like, I have like some exciting things coming up. Like, I can't tell you guys what it is, but we do have some exciting things coming up. A few actually, which we're really excited to talk about and share with you guys. Some projects we've been working on. But what would you call it?
Well, for the one that works. For the other one, I don't know if you can call it.
Yeah, we can call it. I mean, it's a project we worked on. Anyways, but we have some fun things coming up that we're gonna share with you guys, but we're not quite ready yet. So be like keeping an eye out on our YouTube and on our Spotify and stuff. We'll probably tease it a little bit like on our other platforms, but we're really looking forward to some things that we've been praying about doing and thinking about. So that's really fun. Keep an eye out for that. But we also, I think in this video, just kind of wanted to come on here and just like talk to you guys and be transparent about where we are with some things, and because obviously okay but obviously something that I don't know, we've set like the goal to be, and like an expectation that you guys would have from us, is that like we would be like real with you and authentic about just where we are in our lives. Like obviously we keep certain things private, as we should, but we want to be real just in general about where we are, especially with like content and making things and creating. And
so with that, I think our probably what moving forward, what it looks like on YouTube is some videos still, a weekly podcast, but probably less like other videos. Maybe like some vlogs here or like some fun videos here, and like it's always fun to do like more like chill ones. But like I think this will be a place for like serious conversations, longer conversations, and they can be like chill too. But like,
and we feel like too that's more what you guys are wanting from us. So like tell us if we're getting that wrong, but I do feel like what we're hearing anyways is you guys would rather longer form content where we're talking and it's more like you can turn it on podcasts or you can have it on YouTube or whatever, and it's kind of like just something you're listening to versus like always us having like a weekly vlog or something like that.
Because I think you can get more of a sneak into, or a peek.
More of a sneak.
More of a kind of sneak into our lives.
You can sneak into
you can get a little bit of a peek into life through like your TikTok or your Instagram.
Yeah,
or
well,
like
and
mine.
more short form is where we do stuff like that, because it's also like a lot more. It's a lot more practical for us where we're at right now.
More chill.
To be able to do more short form stuff where we're not having to. Well, and just to be completely transparent with you guys, like, I mean, we told you when we completely committed to doing this like full time and doing social media full time, and we are still doing that. That still would be ideally like what we want to do.
Yeah.
But it's really hard right now. Like we're in a place where we're really struggling because like we're seeing growth on our channels, like through like our content. Like we're getting great response and we're so thankful for you guys and just your support in those things, and really like feeling like a lot of confirmation on that side, and then not feeling a lot of or really little to none like monetary return from things, which is no one's fault at all, and not on us, like not on anyone else. We're just kind of in a boat where we're struggling with that, and we don't, for us, this is never going to be like about money. And I think you guys know that. Like, we're not doing this for a heart, like out of hearts that just like we want money. But obviously for us, like if we're committing to this full time to this extent, like we have to have return because we have to provide like for our family.
Yeah.
And this isn't our only option. So, but I'll let you kind of segue into that.
Is one, we really, really appreciate all of the support of those who are just engaging with our stuff, who really are sharing it, and like we really appreciate you guys. And a big part of why we do this and why we want to do this is to be encouraging in the Lord in that, and we appreciate your feedback about that. It's just so encouraging, and I feel confirmed in that. But even like maybe moving forward, like just so that you're aware, but also like to bring you into like a little bit behind the curtain of what's going on with us, because we're not going to just be like so like scripted and influencery with our stuff, just because that's not really what we do.
That's just not us.
It's just harder. That would be less natural for us to do than us being like,
being just like
but
ourselves, I guess.
In that, a part of it is like, this has been a rough start for us. We appreciate your support, and we would really appreciate your support moving forward, especially like, if you see an ad from us, support, like we
support
appreciate
our
your
ads.
support. Not just like what, it doesn't have to be ingenuine, but like if you see that, just know that like that's a win for this family, like this community.
Yes.
Like it's
and those things, I think like that, having that understanding of it, like it's a win for like us. And so because of that, like it's a win for us being able to do this and like produce stuff for you guys, because truly those things and like working with brands or having those opportunities are what's going to like really enable us to do like what we love on here. And that's talking about the Lord, talking about the gospel, talking about our family, and talking about the things we love and we're passionate about. And we want to be able to do that. But the reality is like we can't have one or the other. Like we kind of have to have both of those things to really be able to be successful monetarily.
Right. And I mean, like I'm looking for other work. Like there's other opportunities for us. One of our projects coming up soon. We'll have that's a work project. Taylor has Ocean Cove, which thank you guys so much for your support. That has been
Yeah.
amazing.
It's really like, I think we've said this, but genuinely, like, Ocean Cove is providing for us right now.
Yeah.
Primarily. So we're really, really thankful for any
like,
support in that.
We have those things. I may go back to work, full-time, part-time, we'll see. But like, we don't know what it looks like in the near future, but we really appreciate you guys and your support. And this isn't going to go away for us, and we really want to do it. And we feel confirmed in it, not only in the Lord, but also from you guys. And like, we want to be encouraging, you know? Something, and we can cut this if you don't like this idea, but something that I've thought of is with like podcasts and with longer form things, you can have more of like a subscription where there's like if we did like an additional episode, or we did like a discussion, or like more of like a study, or more of a like an extra thing that was not like super super robust, not like, hey, like we have a second podcast, go check that out, and it's like subscription only. But if you would be interested, maybe comment if you would be interested in
totally.
like an extra like bonus stuff each week from us. That would be like a subscription, and not expensive obviously, but like
something that would be like a little bit of like an addition to the things we're already doing. Yeah,
and
for sure.
that could be like a deeper connection with you guys that are like committed, and that you're interested, and that like we're not gonna force that down anybody, or force that on anyone. But like, if you're interested, then we would love to provide that opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're kind of in a funny place too, like, and I don't know if this is maybe just me speaking for myself, but I definitely feel like I'm still in this like weird phase where it's like we're doing this, but like I feel like we're not legit. I don't know how to even explain that. And that doesn't even make any sense, but it is like this weird in between with all of our stuff where it's like we're doing pretty well, and it's not about numbers at all, like for us, but it does feel a little bit like even doing a podcast or feeling like this, like I just feel so, honestly, humbled is probably the best word. I still just feel a little bit
imposter syndrome.
Yes, I feel imposter syndrome every time I like post something, or genuinely, like it's just really funny still, and maybe that will go away, but honestly I feel like it never will.
I have a phone call with a brand at 1 for my Instagram, and I feel so much imposter syndrome because I do not feel like my Instagram should like anybody should care.
That's so
and
cute,
I appreciate
babe.
You guys for caring, but like
we're just
keep
laughing
in my head,
because,
I'm like, that's not real.
Well, if you guys know, if you've been following us for a long time, like really primarily what we did things through was like my Instagram and my TikTok for a really long time. And Marcus never really focused on his because he just never wanted to.
I mean, I just was like an extra.
Not a TikTok
I was
husband.
Your trophy husband, if you want to say that.
My trophy husband.
Yeah.
No, maybe a little. But we always just
trophy husband with no hair. Like,
oh my goodness, you have hair. It's just buzzed. Anyways, the point of what I was saying is Marcus has worked really hard in the last few months, and he genuinely has grown his his Instagram from like 4,000 followers 2,000 followers to almost 20K in like the last 3 months. That is so impressive. Do you guys know how long it took me to get to that place?
On
That's
January
so cool.
1st, I sat down and I said, I am 20 this year. This is the year that I turned 20. And I want to get my goal. I want a goal of 20,000 followers on Instagram. And we have a few months left, and I am so close.
Well, you have a long time till you're 21. Is that what you mean?
No, it was at the beginning of the year I said that.
Oh.
Not at the beginning of me being 20.
Oh.
But I was like, I turned 20
I was like, you're
year.
already 20.
I want my Instagram to hit 20 this year.
Okay.
I
was
graduate.
talking so close to this. My lips were touching it. Is it going to be too loud? I was like talking like this.
No, you're good. We'll cut it if need be. Yeah. Anyway, I think something that I've been thinking about though, with even just with social media, like because we create on social media.
Yeah.
But we also consume. Like there are also people that we watch that like we like, and that like are like social media people to us. Like obviously we're not at a level where I don't like imposter syndrome a little bit. Like I don't feel like up here with other people that do this, but like so much so that there's also like people like that you guys watch and follow we probably do too, you know?
Yeah. Well, and that's what's funny for us, maybe some of this is just the culture of like social media and stuff, but even having the like you're saying, like everyone watches someone, even if you do social media like as a part-time job or as just for fun or whatever.
Mhm.
And so it does feel like sometimes, well, and the people I think that we really love to watch have like really significant platforms, which is so cool.
Yeah.
And we're like very inspired by those people, and
Yeah.
it's really fun to see. But yeah, it is like, it's a funny world. And even just like, I don't know, I've really loved though, just like meeting people, even like making connections through Instagram or
Mhm.
like people who have been following us, like meeting some people in person has just been so sweet and so encouraging. And yeah, so we're telling you guys this just like in an effort to just be transparent about where we
Yeah.
are, and we're never gonna like stop doing this. I don't think that ever will be
Yeah.
the case. Like I think we'll
Yeah.
continue to do it. For us, it's just kind of like, it's kind of like a continued reevaluation of just like where we are
Yeah,
and what's
absolutely.
working, because there could be a season where this like will be it for us full time for real, and like we don't have to worry about other things. But right now we have other outlets, and so as much as like we can, also we push those things like on here to you guys, so you guys like have an opportunity to like really just like enter into those things with us, because this is a community
help
we're trying to
support us.
brace.
Yeah.
And so
And we
trying to
don't wanna
what?
shy
Trying
away
to
from
build. I said trying to brace. We're
we
trying to
don't
bracing.
wanna shy away from that either.
Yeah.
Like oh, it's embarrassing that we have to be like, "Hey, like,
Well, and I don't think we feel
we
that
appreciate your
way.
support," but like it doesn't have to be that way. It can be a
No.
community that's like really awesome.
Well, and I think the other things we do like are not things we're just doing to do it. Like we really love the other things we're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
And definitely they're a time commitment and a lot of work. And there's some days where I think we definitely wish we could kind of like push really hard, like less for sure. Like I think, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
push hard less, because we just are kind of, but I don't know. I don't really know what I'm trying to say. But I guess the other things, I guess.
Taylor, where are you
Sorry,
going with this right
sorry,
now?
I'm sorry.
No. Oh my gosh.
Are you referring to the other day when I asked you that?
This is our second time that we've done this.
We tried to
episode.
do the other concept yesterday,
And
and
I
we
just
were
was
just
out
really
of it, and-
discouraged.
Yeah.
His
Which
answers didn't make
I
sense.
think okay, what I was gonna get at though too, like with talking about like we watch other people, is like I think oftentimes, and honestly we portray it sometimes too, like on social media you can come across as like having things a little bit more together than you really do.
Yeah, and we don't want to be like that.
And obviously a lot of people like Instagram and social media, really it is supposed to be a highlight reel. It's not like
Well, and we don't have to.
absolutely designed
Yes.
for everything.
And having
in
the
life.
balance for us too of like
Yeah.
not feeling this pressure to like every time something is hard, like we have to say it or we're not authentic. Because like that's not true either. And there's things that every family and everyone should get to process
Exactly.
separately from people on social media.
Exactly.
And even with their own communities. Because for us, we have people who like know us really well
Right.
and who we go through those things with like in person. But
Yeah.
we don't have to do all of that online.
But I think we would be doing, I think we as Christians we do a disservice to other believers, but to non-believers as well, to act like we have everything together all the time.
Oh, this is a praise.
What's it?
Sorry, I've been trying to get Wes into this doctor that I really want him in, and they just said that they would take
go.
him, which is really
Actually,
awesome.
Praise the Lord.
It's a really big deal
That's huge.
because they were full and they're making an exception. I'm excited for this doctor. Praise God. That's awesome. Because
Yeah,
I
that's
really
actually
did
so
not think
cool.
he was going to be able to get in. So
Huge
that's a huge praise.
encouragement. But
Sweet.
so what was I saying? I had a finished thought that I was almost at. Oh, I think
Sorry.
we as Christians, and especially Christians like Christian creators on social media platforms, would be doing a disservice to other believers or non-believers if we portrayed ourselves in a way that was more perfect than
Yeah.
not. Because the truth is that believers struggle every day, obviously, just like non-believers, and Christ doesn't just like take away all of your struggle in life or any messy part of life. But
Well, and for us too, I think part of that, our transparency in that too, is an effort to be like,
yeah,
hey, like marriage, yes, it's really a blessing that we got married young. And yes, it's really a blessing that we
Yep.
got to have a baby young. But like those things don't take away like difficulty in our lives. And actually, in some ways, they can create other difficulties that are even more weighty.
yeah,
And with that is a greater joy than we could ever express. But those things, and ultimately having those things,
absolutely.
don't take away like the worldly troubles that we're going to experience.
Or even I think like, because I think it would be wrong to say that Christians, just because you're a Christian doesn't mean you don't struggle with mental health, or that you don't struggle
Absolutely.
with like frustration or anxiety or insecurity in life. And I think to be honest with you guys and to be transparent about it with you guys, especially in this space right here on a podcast, on our couch, having a porch chat with friends,
Porch
right?
couch.
I think that is the right space to talk about those things, and
Yeah, absolutely.
to even offer encouragement that we found through Christ in any of those things.
Yeah, and then things we're learning too. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it always, I love like the like in process picture, you know, of just like
Yeah.
our lives as believers. Like we're all in process and we're all in different places in our process, and that's why it's so important to have people behind us, ahead of us, with us, walking through those things like in our process, because the Lord has a lot for us to learn from each other and from our own experiences, what the Lord's teaching us. And yeah, but anyways, I feel like this is going to be super long, but
That's okay. I mean, it's less than 30 minutes. I know that because
okay.
that.
Do you want to wrap it up though?
Yeah. Okay, guys, we really appreciate your support. Like we said, check out Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube is where you can stream any of this stuff. And be on the lookout for a couple huge announcements in the next little bit.
Next few months, I guess.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Next few weeks for some. Next few months for others.
We're so excited. We're really bad at surprises, so we're trying to hold things in.
Yeah.
Because things aren't ready yet. So we've got to hold it out. Got to hold out.
What was I gonna say? We may do like things men want at some point.
We'll probably do that. Things men want. Yeah. I think we'll do that. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's the concept of our last video, but flipped. Yeah.
We may do that sometime, maybe even next week. Just let us know if you want to see that.
You got the mom yawns.
Mom yawns. Is that a thing?
It is now.
Okay.
I'm gonna coin that
phrase. Can we address one thing? Actually, I have a statement. I think, like, do you think that people use mom as a excuse for things, like, oh, sorry, mom brain, or oh, sorry, like, mom whatever.
I don't think you can call it an excuse when it's a very legitimate thing.
So you're saying it is a legit thing?
Yes. Like,
you think, like, having a baby, being a mom, being pregnant, all those stages, like, you can use mom brain as an excuse?
Well, I think it depends on what you're using it as an excuse for. I think if it's like most of the time that's stated, it's in like a joking way.
Okay.
Like, it's like.
But you do mean it though.
I mean, yes, in some ways, because the majority of people, I think, that say mom brain, it comes from a place of like, sorry, I'm so focused on my child, like this other thing slipped my mind. And that's 100%
So it's a valid
accurate.
Excuse.
I don't think it's about having an excuse. It's a reason.
So you're saying.
I feel like you're accusing me right now. And that's why I feel defensive. I don't feel like it's really like that deep of a saying.
Okay. But you would use it and you feel valid
I feel completely fine about it because I'm a mom and I have a brain and sometimes I have mom brain.
Okay.
If you're trying to make me
I'm not.
feel like
right, guys, thank you for joining us today.
That was the most pointless thing to add to this video.
I was just thinking because you said mom brain and I was like,
I said mom yawn.
Mom yawn. Oh, it kind of triggered it.
Well, I do feel like sometimes you can't use that as like a genuine excuse for
sorry, mom hungry.
Like sorry,
what?
I was super late to work today, like mom brain. I feel like that's different. I feel like that's different than just like sorry I
didn't come into work, mom brain.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Okay.
Ma'am, why were you speeding? Sorry, mom brain.
Yeah, okay, there's different, and that would never be something that would actually be said. It's little things like, oh, sorry, left that at home, like mom brain. Like, yeah, I was just scattered.
All right, so it's a valid excuse. Okay.
I don't like the word excuse.
Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you later.
Bye.